Welcome to High School Football Game Night. Presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Hello and welcome to Riphew Stadium. We're at Wild Field tonight, and we're doing something a little different. We're bringing you the city championship game for middle schools. Hi, I'm Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nauman. And Cliff, this is a little different for us.
Yeah, it is. We were told about this last week, and we decided that it'd be a great thing to do because these two teams are, so highly, they've had such great seasons meeting up to this, and they had a great game last time they played, so I think it'll be a great game tonight, Mitt.
Yes, Carver comes into this game. They are the home team. They come into this game with a 7-1 record. They're coached by Wayne White. Honeysuckle is 8-0, and they're coached by Al Hayes. So it should be an exciting game. Their last meeting, they played in overtime. The game went into overtime, and Honeysuckle won at 32-30. So we expect a game like that again tonight.
And I'll tell you what, for some middle school teams, these guys got some good-looking players. I see some good-looking offensive lines and some good skill players, so I'm excited about it, Mitt.
So as we prepare for the kickoff, the Carver Lions and the Honeysuckle Hornets. A good crowd on hand tonight for a middle school game.
It is. I was commenting on that earlier. It is a big crowd. Looks like a Dothan High type crowd out here tonight. And it's only 8-minute quarters, too, so it'll be a little different than the varsity, so a little shorter.
So Carver will be kicking off. And Honeysuckle takes it on the 25. And they're going to be dropped on the 35. They're going to be dropped at about the 33. So we'll see if we can give you the starting lineups. Cliff, how about helping us with that?
Well, it looks like number 1 is their quarterback. Well, no, he's marching off the field. I think it's number 2 is the starting quarterback, Deontay Henderson for Carver. So he looks like a good player.
Well, Honeysuckle will be starting first. That's number 2.
Honeysuckle, that's right, yeah.
Honeysuckle number 2 is
Deontay, yeah.
Henderson.
Yeah. They'll come out in the pistol formation. A lot of colleges are running that these days. It's actually, I think Alabama runs it sometimes, or used to at least.
It'll be 1st and 10. Honeysuckle at their own 34. First play of the game. A handoff and nothing there. That was handed off to number 26 for Honeysuckle, Taquan Jackson.
Yeah, that was he didn't get much there off the bat, so that was a good job by the defensive line of Carver to get a good push there and stop the run.
Actually lost a couple of yards, so we'll bring up, well, they're going to mark it off 1 yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Hornets.
It looked like that was Chapman Watt, number 70 there initially on the tackle, so good play.
Hand off to number 1, Smith, and he gets around the edge and he crosses the 40 up to about the 41-yard line.
It's a nice looking run, Mitt. He had some good speed there. It was Ricky Smith.
So to bring up 3rd and about 3. We're picking up some sound from somewhere.
That's that.
I'm not sure where.
We'll switch over to the I formation.
3rd and 3.
There's a fullback.
No, and I'll tell you what, Carver did a good job of stopping that play in on the tackle. It's number 66 and number 23. Number 66 is Dwayne Gaucher, and 23
Deshaun Owens.
Yes, so it was a big stop, a good defensive series for the Carver Lions.
Yeah, they came out and looked pretty fired up, Mitt. That was definitely a good show. It looks like is Honeysuckle going to go for it here? No, that's their punting.
Back deep for Carver, it's number 12, Javon Butler.
Nice
pretty good kick for him.
Wow, they might have a chance. Is that just going to stop?
Well, it's going to roll into the end zone. So but for a middle schooler, that was a pretty good punt there.
We haven't seen many from Dothan and Northview go that far this year, man. That looked like it went about 60 yards or so.
So Honeysuckle comes up to empty on their first possession, so Carver will be starting at the 20.
And looks like their starting quarterback will be number 7, Grayson Davis. Looks like their starting quarterback. They'll come out, spread out pretty wide here. Looks like they're going to try to throw it, but offsides, looks like.
We have a flag. And it's offside against the Hornets, so it will be 2nd and 5 for the Carver Lions.
1st and 5.
1st and 5. .552 left in the first. This is Carver's first drive of the game. Quarterback keeps it, and he breaks a tackle, and he moves the ball up to about the 30, and it should be enough for a Carver first down.
It was Grayson Davis there with the keeper.
And it is a Carver first down. First and 10 for Carver. And they fumble the ball, and it's still rolling around, and Honeysuckle recovers.
And that was ain't what you want to do there, man. It looks like they had a little momentum after getting that first down and coming out hot on defense. You know, cough it up in your own territory. That's not how you want to start the game.
You're exactly right. So Carver will turn the ball over, and Honeysuckle will get it on the Carver 27. So a short field for the Hornets. Henderson, he hands it off to Smith. Smith breaks around the right side, and he could take it. And he does.
Touchdown.
Ricky Smith with the touchdown from 27 yards out. And that was all set up by the turnover by Carver.
Yeah, they scored first play coming out. And that guy's got some good speed mid. I saw him, earlier in the first couple plays. It looked like he was ready to break one, but he finally did break one. He's a good-looking player.
So the Hornets get on the board first.
And they're going for 2.
They hand it off to Smith again, and he cuts to the right side, and he's got the 2-point conversion.
So Carver jumps out pretty quick here, 8-0 off the turnover from Honeysuckle.
And that's the thing you want to do. You want to take advantage of turnovers, but the other side of the coin is you don't want to make turnovers.
Absolutely.
And that time Carver it was a costly turnover, but they have to regroup and come back and try and make something out of this drive.
Well, they're definitely not out of it. A lot of football will be played, so they'll have a chance to make up for it. And Carver's coach is Wayne White. Used to be the head coach at Northview. Now he's back here at Carver. He's a good coach, so I'm sure the kids are excited to be playing under him. Used to play at UAB, so he can teach them a thing or two.
So Honeysuckle takes an early 8-0 lead over Carver. Honeysuckle prepares for the kickoff after the 27-yard TD run by Smith after the turnover by Carver. Ball is taken at the 22, and it's brought out to almost the 35 by J.C. Summerfoot.
So they have pretty good field position here.
Excellent starting field position. They're going to mark it at the 34.
So we'll see if Carver can come back out here and take care of the football a little better than they did last time.
And that's such a key in the game is maintaining control and possession of the ball.
Well, we see it every week, Mitt.
We really do. Quarterback rolls out, and he keeps it, and it gets across the 40 to about the 41. A good run that time by Grayson Davis. So a gain of about 6, so to bring up second and about 4.
Looks like Carver's going to try to keep it spread out here and, use the quarterback to do a lot of different things. False start.
So that one's going to go against the Lions. And that will move them back 5 yards. So it will bring up 2nd and 9. Just under 2nd and 10. We'll say 9, Cliff.
We'll say 9. A long 9.
In the backfield for Carver is quarterback Grayson Davis, and J.C. Summerfoot's in the backfield with him. Drops back. He goes deep.
Got
a man open.
Oh!
And right through the hands of Javon Butler.
Good looking throw, man. He recognized the open man early and made the throw. It was just maybe the lights got in his eyes or something.
Yeah, it was a really good throw that time from Davis, and right through the hands of Butler. So we'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Lions.
And I like the idea, you come out and make a couple mistakes, try to get some excitement going on the team by trying to make a big play there, but it just couldn't get it together.
Man in motion.
And
that's going to be
that's a fumble.
Fumble, yeah.
That was a backwards pass, Mitt.
It sure was. So Carver has turned the ball over both of their possessions so far in this game, and Honeysuckle took it one play, 27 yards for the touchdown the last time. So we'll see what Honeysuckle can do with the second Carver turnover. 4:03 left in the first, and we have a timeout on the field. Honeysuckle leads 8-0. 1st and 10. Honeysuckle at the Carver 30 after the second Carver turnover.
And Honeysuckle's with a new running back, 26.
And boy, he breaks a tackle. He's still on his feet, and he picks up the first down.
Tough runner there, Taquan Jackson. Good looking run there. They got 2 good looking running backs.
That was a great run. They had hit Jackson, and he kept it moving, and he was able to pick up a wanted first down. So it's a 1st and 10.
Ricky
They
Smith
give it to
again.
Smith again, and Smith goes to the outside, and he gets inside the 15.
The Honeysuckle offensive line is making some pretty good holes up there, Mitt. They got some big bodies, and they're imposing their will right now.
That was a gain of 3. They're going to call it a 2nd and 7.
Back to that I formation. They're keeping it pretty simple here.
They give it to number 7, and he's going to be taken down.
Looks like a face mask is going to be in there, too, on the defense. That's number 1, Ricky Smith again.
Is that Smith?
Yeah, it was Smith, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what the penalty is. Yep, face mask.
So
on the defense.
That's going to be half the distance to the goal line.
Will it? Yep. Well, I think they called it a 5-yarder.
The 5-yarder.
They called it a 5-yarder.
So that will advance the ball to the 10-yard line.
So bring up 2nd and 1.
So far, it's been all Honeysuckle because of the 2 turnovers.
And 2 quick turnovers.
Deep in their own territory.
Very costly. Option play.
And he pitches it back to Smith, but good pursuit that time by the the Lions.
That was a pretty gutsy pitch there, Mitt.
It was.
He was in some heavy traffic laying on the line there.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6. 35.
And, Honeysuckle didn't try the extra point last time, so they must not have a kicker they feel good about. So, if Carver can hold them right here, they might can come out of here with no points given up.
Henderson and Smith in the backfield. Henderson calling the signals. He drops back, and he's going to roll out. He's got some running room.
He's going to get it.
And he takes it, and he fumbles it.
He got it back. He got it back.
He takes it down to about the 2. It popped out, but he was able to recover it. So it's another first down. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Hornets.
That was a big-time play there, Mitt. That was, 3rd and moderate. That's the play you got to have if you want to get the points. Some good-looking athletes here for these teams so far. The Dothan High School will be excited to have some of these kids next year, I'm sure.
1st and goal.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Hornets.
That's Deontay Henderson.
So Henderson takes it in from about 3 out.
So that's Honeysuckle up quick. 14-0 right now. They're going to go for 2, I'm sure. So they jumped on them quick here, Mitt.
Well, that's the 2nd touchdown off turnovers. Carver's got to be able to control and maintain possession of the ball, or this one's going to get away from him. Smith takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
So that's Honeysuckle up 16-0 here, and Carver's going to have to come up with an answer here pretty quick.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So with 1:39 left in the first, the score is Honeysuckle 16, Carver nothing. 16 points off 2 turnovers.
Yeah,
Honeysuckle leads 16-0.
And hats off to Honeysuckle for being able to cash in on those mistakes. We saw Dothan High last week. The other team turned over and they weren't able to cash in, but Honeysuckle certainly has so far. And a short kick up the middle. Ground ball.
And it's picked up by number 12, Javon
Butler.
So Honeysuckle, Carver's had good starting field position tonight, but they just have not been able to hang on to the ball. They'll be starting at their own 36.
And they look pretty good besides the mistakes they made. I mean, they had the guy open here. They hadn't missed the play there, and they've had a couple of first downs, but just, costly turnovers.
I'll tell you that number 77's Tim McLeod. He's a pretty good-sized kid.
He is.
For Carver. A keeper. A good run that time from number 7, Grayson Davis, and he takes the ball up near the 45.
He's got some good speed, man. He's making people miss. He's a good-looking player.
So they're going to mark it right at the 44-yard line. So to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Lions.
Looks like Carver runs the no-huddle, like you see so many teams do these days.
Man in motion. Davis keeps it, goes up the middle, cuts it outside. He's across the 50, down to about the 44, and it's enough for another Carver first down.
That was showed a little power on that run too. Mitt drug a couple guys. He's doing it all for him right now.
He really is. Grayson Davis. First and 10, ball at the 44 of Honeysuckle.
He showed off a pretty good arm too. Looks like they're going to go to the Wildcat here with number 23, Deshaun Owens in at quarterback.
And he goes. He's had some running room, but a good tackle that time by. Did I get that number? That was number.
What
on the
number?
tackle. I think was it 35?
Xavier Hearns could have been. I think you're right. Flag, though. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Carver. Oh, man.
And that's something they really didn't need.
They can't afford it, I don't think. They can't afford to do stuff like that. That's something, that's a coaching point. That'll back them way up.
Way up. We'll move them back on their side of the field. Then advance the ball down to the 44-yard line on the Honeysuckle side of the field. Now it's back on Carver's side at the 44.
They really had some momentum there, too, Mitt.
This drive started on the 36, so to bring up a 2nd and 22.
I think we'll probably see him start to take the air a little bit here.
A lot of time left in this game. We're in the first. Honeysuckle's leading 16-0. All 16 points came off of 2 Carver turnovers. Quick out.
And they're there. Oh.
And that was completed over to Reeves.
Number 3, Jaden Reeves. And I thought he was about to split him there for a minute, but the guy held on and made the tackle. So that's a good job by Honeysuckle to recognize the play and be there.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 20. And that's going to end the first. So we've come to the end of one, and the score is the Honeysuckle Hornets 16 and the Carver Lions nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight, where we have the city championship online for middle schools, where the Carver Lions are hosting the Honeysuckle Hornets. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nyman. And Cliff, it's been Honeysuckle so far, but a great pass that time by Carver, and it's complete for a first down near the 30-yard line.
And that was a great pass by Grayson Davis there. That's what they need to do, is get a pretty big play, and maybe this will spark a scoring drive for them, which they desperately need right now.
And they have moved the ball, but the 2 turnovers have really hurt them.
I agree. Even though they haven't looked bad on defense either. The one time they had a fair shot at it up here without having the turnovers. So, I mean, they've got a chance. Timeout, Carver.
So Carver wants a timeout. 7:37 left in the first half. Honeysuckle 16, Carver nothing. Goes deep, and it's going to be turnover number 3, picked off by Smith at about the 2.
Ooh, and he's going
got
to
some
go.
running room.
He's going to
He
go.
could take it.
Oh!
He's going to go all the way 98 yards. Interception for a touchdown
Ricky
by
Smith
Ricky
again.
Smith.
So that's his second touchdown today on both sides of the ball, man. What a game he's having, and it's only the second quarter. Oh, there's a flag, though. I think it might be on the celebration.
Wow.
And I thought Grayson Davis was going to get him, but there's a good block there. And
Well, that kid's Smith's got some speed.
he does. He's got real good speed. I wonder if they're going to call a block on the back, though, because I saw a questionable block here.
Okay.
Semi-questionable.
I think it's coming back.
Is that?
Wow, so it's coming back.
Oh, there was one up here, too, Mitt. I didn't even see.
Yeah, I see it over on the other side of the field. So
I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Well, it was probably a post possession.
I thought I saw him go roughing the passer, though.
Oh, well, it could have been, Cliff. And if it is, it will be Carver's ball.
But yep, Carver's offense is staying out there, so I think that's a
Whoa, boy, that's a huge break for Carver.
that is a huge break, man. So they'll have a another shot at it, they're actually going to benefit from this play.
They are.
Wow, so that's a major turn of events.
Wow, that's a huge turn of events. And the ball would be moved to the 22-yard line instead of it being an interception for a touchdown.
Exactly. Instead of being 22 points.
Right, so now it goes back to Carver, and I can mark interception off.
They're still going, man. It's going to be on about the 15-yard line. There was 2 penalties.
Wow.
Because there was unsportsmanlike conduct down here, too. So, wow.
So Carver will maintain possession, and they have the ball at about the 16-yard line. What a turnaround.
Yeah, major.
Carver needed that.
They did. They
really
certainly needed it in a serious type of way.
That would have been their 3rd turnover of the game, and Honeysuckle has put up 16 points on 2 turnovers already.
And I'll tell you what, man, if you turn the ball over 3 times in, about 9 minutes, it's hard to come back from that. And that would have been pretty devastating to their cause.
It really is, and that just reminds me, I was looking at the stats from the Alabama-Texas A&M game. No penalties and no turnovers.
Yeah,
they put up 59 points.
And the other team didn't put up no points.
So, in the ball, they're still moving it forward.
My goodness.
More penalized yards. So, the ball is moved inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
Well, how about that?
1st and goal for Carver.
So Carver's knocking on the door finally. Took them a lot to get up there. All kinds of craziness happened. But they are threatening nonetheless.
Yeah, we've seen a whole lot of things on that last play. 1st and goal at the 8. Man in motion.
That looked like a false start.
And they fumbled the ball, and it's a penalty.
It's a false start.
Yeah, and that's probably, well, I'm not going to say good.
I think it was good.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted that one to go through.
Yeah. So it's a false start against Carver, and that will move the ball back 5 yards up to about the 14.
Carver's going to have to cut down on the mistakes, Mitt. That's,
Really, that's the difference in this game if you look at it.
I mean, they're JV teams. They're going to make some mistakes, but, there will be a team that makes less mistakes than the other one, and you want to be that one.
Yes, definitely. Davis keeps it. He goes up the middle, and he's going to be, he's still on his feet. Wow, what an effort by Davis, Grayson Davis. He takes it down to about the 2-yard line.
I'll tell you what, so far he's been there, Johnny Manziel. He's doing it all for him.
They're going to mark it at the 3. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Davis will probably keep it this time.
Yeah, if history repeats itself.
Summerfoot in the backfield with Davis. Davis keeps it.
Touchdown.
Goes in for the touchdown from 3 yards out.
And Mitt, that's a
that's a 16-point turnaround.
It is. That's big time. I'm sure they're real pleased with how that ended up turning out.
Oh, yes.
Because they were staring down the barrel of a bad situation.
It really was, because it had been returned 98 yards for the touchdown, but that was a penalty, so it came back.
See both teams electing to go for 2. I don't know, what the kicking game's like, but they feel more comfortable going for 2, so that should tell you. Oh, nice play by number 18, Jamal Lane, to break that pass up. Kind of saw it coming and made a good play.
So Carver missed the 2-point conversion, so it's a 16-6 Honeysuckle lead. So a great drive that time by the Carver Lions. They'd fallen behind by 16 points off 2 turnovers, and they were able to come back. And the ball is taken that time by number 26, Jackson. And he takes the ball inside the 50-yard line on the Carver side of the field. So great starting field position again for Honeysuckle.
And Honeysuckle hasn't attempted a pass yet, so they've really only ran about 3 different plays, Mitt, but they've all been highly effective. So we'll see if they keep it simple.
And they've been going to that power game.
They have, definitely. High formation, that pistol power. So that's the name of their game. They got a big offensive line, though, so I don't blame them.
Carver Magnet School and Honeysuckle Middle School going at it.
Give it to Smith again.
And boy, you see how he lowered his head and moved forward.
He's a big time player, man. He's got the power and the speed, and he showed his defensive back capabilities there on the pick six that was called back. But still, we saw what he was able to do there.
Oh yes, he's definitely showed up tonight.
He is. He's a big player.
So it brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Hornets.
Timeout.
We have timeout on the field with 5:36 left in the first half. Honeysuckle leads 16-6. So it's a 2nd and 2 for the Hornets. Jackson in the backfield with Smith and Henderson.
The coach was having a few words with the referees. I'm not sure what it was about, but he wanted to talk to him. So here we are on 2nd and short.
They give it to Smith. He cuts back to the inside, picks up the first down, spins, and he's going to take it down to about the 30.
Nice explosive run there. Good spin move. Made a nice hard cut there at the line of scrimmage to get upfield. Man, that was another good-looking run by Ricky Smith. We've been calling his name out all night, offense and defense.
We have. So it's 1st and 10, the ball at the 30-yard line of Carver.
And that offensive line's opened up some pretty good holes for them, too. I don't want them to not get their credit.
We haven't seen Honeysuckle pass tonight at all.
Not yet. Well, they haven't needed to with Ricky Smith running the way that he is. And they also got a nice run from Taquan Jackson, too. So, and that was Deontay Henderson with the quarterback keeper. Got up about 5 yards.
We know of another Henderson in this area, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he's if that Henderson can be anything like that Henderson, he'll be going somewhere to play on Saturdays.
Yeah, Jamarius up at Dale County.
Yes, he's a big-time player. And a good kid, too.
Yeah. 2nd and 5 for the Hornets. In the I formation.
Their first pass, maybe. He gets it almost back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a hair past it.
That was really good pursuit that time by Carver. In on that tackle was number 66 for the Lions. That is Dwayne Gaucher.
Yeah, that was good for them to keep the edge there and not let him get loose because that wouldn't be good.
So it brings up a 3rd and 5. The ball at the 25.
We'll see if they can give it to Smith here.
A lot of these guys we'll be seeing play over the next few years in high school.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Stewart and Coach White are watching these guys and they're pretty excited to get a few of them. It looks like he was looking for Smith, but he wasn't there.
Oh,
he fumbled that ball, Mitt.
Boy, he sure did.
He needs to tuck that thing away. He's kind of holding it out there kind of crazy.
He was up near the first down. We'll see where they give him forward progress. Now it's 4th and about 3.
I think they're putting it back where the fumble was recovered. Because he certainly fumbled it. I'd have to give it to Ricky Smith right here, Mitt.
So 4th and 3. For the Hornets. Henderson, he gives it to Smith. Smith powers his way forward, and it's going to be close.
Too close for me to call from up here, Mitt. I can't tell.
Yeah, it may be.
From the spot, I think he got it. Judging from this line, judge a spot right here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a first down. Well, they're going to measure, but.
Nope, they don't.
Yeah, okay. Because it's right on the 20.
Yeah, I feel he got it. They never even tackled him. So they'll have it right at the 20. With 2:21 to go in the half, so they might have to start thinking about hurrying up a little bit.
Honeysuckle's taking their time. They're not in a hurry. They want to try to use as much clock as they can and put some points on the board and take a bigger lead in at halftime and not leave Carver any time. Henderson. He goes to the outside and cuts back inside, and he's still going, and he drives into the end zone.
Touchdown.
They're going to call it a touchdown.
That was a powerful run, Mitt.
A 20-yard run by Deontay Henderson for the touchdown.
And I like his patience there, too, at the line of scrimmage. He sat back there and got behind his lineman and waited on the hole to open, and when it opened up, he was gone. So that was some good running there by Deontay Henderson. Both Henderson and Smith have had some nice-looking plays here early on.
So Honeysuckle scores for the 3rd time tonight. And they'll go for that 3rd 2-point conversion. They have been successful. They were successful on their first 2. Smith takes it in for his 3rd 3-point conversion.
So it'll be 24-6. And, Mitt, I think the big story here has been the turnovers.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Cliff. 1:46 left in the first half, and Honeysuckle goes up 24-6 over Carver. So Honeysuckle scores again. That was a 50-yard drive. They had great field position, a good return. And Carver will be called down at the 31-yard line.
And that was Malachi Harvey on the return there. It looked like he wanted to get up and run, but he was kind of kneeling with the ball when he picked it up. So they usually won't let you take off with it once your knees already hit the ground.
So Carver Magnet School will be starting on their own 31, and they have about 1:41 to try to do something with. And they can do it because we saw him throw a long pass. I tell you, Grayson Davis, he's a very talented player.
He is. He's got a good arm. I mean, he's got the arm to drive these guys down the field, that's for sure. And that's, somewhat of a rarity in junior varsity football.
Middle school.
Yeah, middle school. Oh, pick.
Intercepted.
And that was number 18, Kyle Murphy. Oh, no, my bad. Number 18, Jamal Lane on the interception. He made a nice play earlier, too, breaking up a screen pass. So he's been had a good night so far at cornerback.
And that is the 3rd turnover by Carver. They had 2 previous turnovers and 16 points off 2 turnovers. And by Carver made the turnovers, and Honeysuckle took advantage of the turnovers.
And Honeysuckle's got a little time here to maybe punch it in, so we'll see what they want to do.
So Honeysuckle will be starting at the Carver 49. They hand the ball off to number 26, and that's Taquan Jackson. And he lowers his head and drives up just inside the 40.
And they've got 3 different guys they like to run the ball with, and they all are pretty good. So that's good when you got multiple options to run the ball.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. 1:22 left in the half.
We'll bring Smith back in.
These two teams played earlier this year, and Honeysuckle won 32-30 in overtime.
Oh, fumble.
And somebody's got the ball and running with it. Whoa, and it's knocked loose again.
Jeez.
But
there's multiple
couple
flags on the field.
yeah.
And I don't know what that call is going to be, but it could be unsportsmanlike conduct for giving it to him a little late there. But it looked like Deontay Henderson went to take off with the ball, and he didn't have it good.
Yeah. Unsportsmanlike against Carver.
Yeah.
So it gives Honeysuckle more life in this drive.
And that'll bring him down to about the 25 minute. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or do they keep it? Well, they haven't marked it off yet.
About the 30. Well, no, about the 25, because they should march it off.
They're marking it from where he was down at.
Okay. So it'll.
About the 28.
Yeah, just inside the 30.
Good striking distance, though.
49 seconds left in the half. The Hornets with the ball. Henderson.
And timeout. Carver.
Carver wants a timeout. 36 seconds left in the half, and the score is 24 Honeysuckle, 6 Carver. First and 10 for the Hornets. The ball at the 29-yard line of Carver. 36 seconds left in the half. Henderson goes deep. He's got a man open. Touchdown over to Smith.
Ricky Smith with the long touchdown catch. That was a nice pass from Deontay Henderson.
And was that the first pass of the night for Honeysuckle?
Well, it was a second pass.
Second.
Right. Well, they didn't throw the ball, but that was their first attempted pass. So they're 1 for 1 with 1 touchdown.
Wow. That was a 29-yard touchdown pass from Henderson to Smith.
And Honeysuckle has converted on every turnover that Carver's made. So they're 3 for 3 on scoring off the turnovers, 3 touchdowns. So the turnovers have really been a hindrance for Carver.
They give it to Smith, and he's not going to make it this time. They stop him on the 2-point conversion. So Honeysuckle goes up by a score of 30-6 with 26 seconds left in the first half. So Honeysuckle take advantage of the third Carver turnover. That's 3 turnovers, and they have put up 22 points off 3 Carver turnovers.
Yeah, and that's definitely been the story of the game so far. You know, Carver has not – they've moved the ball and played decent defense, but they're just can't take care of it so far. So they got to do a better job of that. You never want to run backwards, Mitt.
No, that was number 2, Patrick Miles, on the return.
You very rarely see somebody make something out of it when they turn around and try to reverse field. That's, keep it north-south.
Yeah. So we're down to 17 and a half seconds left. So Honeysuckle will be starting at their own 33, and they've had good starting field position tonight.
Yeah, they have. They've been across the 30-yard line each time. It's just, the turnovers.
They just take a knee, and I think that's a smart play.
Get back in the locker room and try to regroup and see if you can get back in this thing.
So we've come to the end of the first half, and the score is the Honeysuckle Middle School Hornets 30, the Carver Magnet School Lions 6. We'll be back with halftime activities after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
your number one source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Cheerleaders. Our first on the roster, Miss Hannah Blackman, Miss Alexia Bradley, Alyssa Collins, Mia Doss, Ajay Dunlap, Brooke Hernandez, Xavion Jackson, Shavai Mason, Jade Mills, Janiyah Purnell, Amberneet Sanders, Carmen Smith. Our co-captains tonight are Rihanna Glass and Emily Goolsby. And our captain for the 2014 Honeysuckle Middle School cheerleaders, Miss Adrienne Stampley.
Everybody get up.
To center field, the 2014-2015 Carver Magnet Middle School cheerleaders and mascot. Your captain, Macy Maddox. Co-captain, Addison Reynolds. Skylar Boone. Rose Freeman. Meg Maddox, Rayleigh Pasibi, Emmy Petranka, Rachel Phillips, Lily Pruitt, Katie Beth Wakefield, Lydia Williams, and the Lion mascot, Jasden Burnett. Thank you, girls. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Riphew Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Carver Lions are hosting the Honeysuckle Middle School Hornets. I'm Mick Kirkland along with Cliff Nyman. And Cliff, this is for the city championship, and so far it's been all Honeysuckle.
Yeah, Carver hasn't necessarily played a bad game. It's just the turnovers and the mistakes is what's been killing them, keeping Honeysuckle to the lead they've gotten so far. I mean, if Carver can do a little job of do a little bit better job of taking care of the ball and just chip away, they'll probably be all right. But Honeysuckle's look good. That's pretty much been the story.
22 points off of Carver turnovers. Honeysuckle has scored. So Carver's got to do a better job of protecting the ball and putting together some drives and get some points on the board. Now, if you're Honeysuckle, you want to just keep doing what you're doing. Have an outstanding play from number 1, Ricky Smith, and number 2, Deontay Henderson.
Absolutely.
Ball is taken on out to about the 41-yard line. So Carver will be starting in good field position again.
Yeah, out here across the 40-yard line. You never complain about that. So we'll see what they can do with it. They've been keeping it in the hands of Grayson Davis here for most of the game. He's been throwing it and running it, so we'll see if they can do something a little different.
1st and 10 at the 41.
Grayson Davis is back there all alone. They'll shift somebody across him and give it to
Hands
him.
it off to number 12, and he takes it across the 50 down to about the 48. That's Javon Butler, yeah.
And he was wide open earlier and dropped the ball. It could have been a big play, but it looks like he's trying to make up for it by getting the first down. So
this is really a big drive for Carver. It's very important that they come out and establish themselves here in the second half and try to get some points and get back into this game.
Certainly. And they'll give it to him again.
And he breaks a tackle, and
he could
go. Great run that
Very
time
nice.
by number 12, Butler again. He picks up another Carver first down.
So it's good to see Carver kind of diversifying the attack here a little bit, and not just keeping it in the hands of Grayson Davis, although he was having a pretty good game besides the turnovers. But Butler's coming out and had a couple of pretty good runs.
So it's a 1st and 10, the ball at the 29-yard line. Davis keeps it.
He's got a few blocks.
He's got some running room, and he cuts back to the middle, and he's going to be tackled by number 24, Dominique Walker.
So starting out here the second half with a pretty good drive from Carver. I'm sure they'd like to score here, so definitely keep them in the game.
So Carver has the ball at the 16. This drive started at their own 41, yeah. Davis rolls out. And then he's going to be hit and stopped by Teron McNeely. So a gain of about 3, 4. We're going to say a gain of 4, so it brings up 2nd and 6.
They're keeping it on the ground here. We've seen them throw it a little bit more than Honeysuckle has. But Honeysuckle has 1 pass for 1 touchdown, so they've been effective with it. That's a false start on number 70.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Jumped a little bit early.
So the ball will be moved back 5 yards. So we'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Carver's got some pretty big guys on that offensive line there.
They do. Especially, you were talking about 77 earlier. He's a big one.
Offside by Honeysuckle, so.
Get the 5 yards back.
Yep.
I think they got him with a hard count. Yep.
Yep, and it worked. So it will be it will be 2nd and 6 again.
So Coach White will signal the play in.
In the backfield is Grayson Davis and J.C. Summerfoot.
False start, so they'll lose the 5 yards they just got back.
Right, it's like, all right, give and take. You give me 5, I'll give you 5. You give me 5, I'll give you 5. So we'll see what happens next. So we're back to 2nd and 11.
Admit Carver's not in the position to be behind the chains right now. They need to stay in front of them.
All right, they're in the red zone for the 2nd time tonight. Davis is going to be hit hard that time by Teran McNeely.
Nice tackle, too. Got him in the open field, just brought him down. That was really nice.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down. About 15.
And they had some good momentum going, and they had the false start, and that kind of took the train off the tracks a little bit.
Yeah, they've had 2 penalties on this drive inside the red zone.
And Carver will take a timeout here.
4:34 left in the 3rd. Honeysuckle leads 30-6. 3rd and 15. And this is definitely 4-down territory.
Yeah, oh, certainly.
Pass incomplete.
Touchdown,
Carver.
And
that was complete over to Deshaun Owens.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mitt, that's his 2nd touchdown grab of the night, is it not? I believe he was in on the first one down here. So that's just what Carver needed.
Yep, that was a 20-yard touchdown pass over to number 29 of Carver.
And Mitt, now this 2-point conversion here becomes huge.
That was number 23 of Carver.
Yeah,
Owens.
Yeah, Deshaun Owens. But now this 2-point conversion here becomes huge because this is the difference between a three-possession game and a 2-possession game. So they really need to get it, and it looks like they're not going to get it.
So they have failed to convert on both of their touchdowns, or Carver has.
So I'll keep it a 3-possession game.
And that was a 20-yard TD pass coming from Grayson Davis to Deshaun Owens.
And that was a big 3rd down play too, behind the chains and all. That was a gutsy play.
So Carver scores again, and I'll tell you what, if you take away the turnovers, this game would be a whole lot different.
And Carver may even be in the lead. It could be that much different. So you're exactly right. But that's exactly what Carver needed to do. I mean, they pretty much didn't have a choice. They had to come out and score a touchdown.
Yeah, so the score is 30-12. Honeysuckle leading, 4:26 left in the 3rd, and we have a different ball game here.
Absolutely. I mean, Carver's, I thought they still had a chance to begin with, but now they certainly still have a chance. So they just need to come out and get a stop. Which their defense has played pretty good. I haven't, they've just been in some bad situations.
Yeah, they have. So that time they were able to maintain possession of the ball and put some points on the board.
It's amazing what you can do when you ain't coughing it up.
You're exactly right, Cliff. We'll see if Honeysuckle comes back.
Onside kick. And what's the penalty going to be? I bet it's offsides or false start or however you call that. I think it's offsides. This is the correct terminology. Somebody just left a little early. Yep.
Yes, against Carver.
And now it won't be. Interesting they onside kicked it, though. I guess, the non-onside kick isn't much different. it's called encroachment. So
Carver will move back 5 more yards.
And it's not as feasible to onside kick it from your own 30-yard line. Well, 35 rather.
This is a city championship between 7-1 Carver Magnet School and 8-0 Honeysuckle Middle School. Last time they played each other, Honeysuckle won it 32-30 in overtime. Smith, and he's still running around, and he started going backwards, and good coverage that time by Carver.
You know, as good as Smith is, you never know if you got him or not. He could break out of that thing and be halfway down the field before you know it hit you.
So they're going to give him forward progress at about the 38.
So if you're this Carver defense, you got to be looking at it like this is a ball game. You know, you got to really get a stop here.
Right, the Carver needs a stop in order to slow down Honeysuckle, because they have scored just about every possession.
They have. So keep it with that pistol power look. They fake the run. The edge isn't there.
Henderson goes in.
Oh, he knocked the ball out. That was a nice hit.
He was out of bounds.
Put a hat on the football. That's very nice.
Boy, that got the Carver sideline fired up.
It did. That's number 5, Jordan Allen. He ain't the biggest guy, but man, he came in there and knocked that guy. That was good.
No gain on the play, so it brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Hornets.
And that's the kind of plays you got to have when you're in the position, Carver. You got to have something to light the fire a little bit, you know. And it looked like
every little bit helps.
It looked like Coach White was pretty excited for that guy to make that play. He was holding him up in there. He was excited.
2nd and 10. They pitch it back to Smith, and Smith got to the outside, cuts back inside, and it's going to be close to a Honeysuckle first down.
And we got an injured player down in the backfield. That's 26, Taquan Jackson. But he'll get up, so that's good. They'll probably sub him out.
I think he's going to head over to the sideline.
Looks like he'll be okay, though.
So it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and short for the Honeysuckle Middle School Hornets.
Big play here for Carver. See which way Ricky Smith's going to run it here, Mitt.
Oh, okay. You're calling it before the play happens, huh?
Ricky right or Ricky left. We'll see which one it's going to be.
3rd and 1. Henderson pitches to Smith, and
ill-advised.
And he's going to be dropped for a loss.
And I don't think the coach disagrees with Deontay Henderson's decision to pitch that ball. That's probably one you want to kind of keep and see if you can do it yourself.
They needed less than a yard.
They did. So we'll see if they go for it. I think they might. But I don't know. They punted it earlier. And that was actually like a 60-yard punt.
It was actually a real good punt for a middle school.
Yeah, you know, I think it actually might. I think Ricky Smith might have actually been the guy that punted that too. So when we say that he's doing it all, he's really doing it all. And he was the punter.
A big turnaround on that drive. Carver stopped Honeysuckle on 3rd and short after they scored a touchdown, after Carver scored a touchdown.
And that was a huge stop. Block punt.
Wow. Punt. And Carver gets the ball at the 20.
Man, talk about answering the bell.
Boy,
and in other news, Deontay Henderson looks to be down. And that's a big loss for Honeysuckle if he's not able to return, because that's their quarterback. So we'll closely monitor that situation.
So 2:10 left in the 3rd. It's a 30-12 Honeysuckle lead, and Carver has the ball deep in Honeysuckle territory. So Carver blocks the punt, and they have the ball deep in Hornet territory.
That's exact. Carver couldn't have wished for that any better. I mean, that's exactly what they had to have, a big play in a big situation like that. Not only to get the stop, but come up with the special teams play. There's a flag on the play, though. It's some sort of pre-snap infraction. illegal substitution on Honeysuckle.
So that will move the ball closer, 5 yards closer.
So Carver here making a little charge. And, you know, they can't afford to come up empty right here. This is one they need to really convert and make points.
1st and 5.
Grayson Davis on the keeper.
Oh, he fumbles and
whoa,
it's still bouncing around. Wow.
and it's going to be Carver football. Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I tell you what, Butler came out of the power with it.
Technically, that should be another first down. It should be 1st and 10, because if you give it up and that guy had possession, he was running with it, and then he fumbled it, it should be 1st down Carver, because they lost possession and then got it back. But I guess they're not going to call it like that.
Well, they may be. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is a 1st down. You're exactly right, Cliff.
I thought it should have been.
Because possession did change.
He picked the Honeysuckle guy picked the ball up and ran with it. So the possession changed twice. So that's actually a lucky break. But that will count as a turnover for both teams. He drops back.
Davis drops back, and he's being chased, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. And that tackle was made by number 35, Xavier Hearns.
Yeah, it looks like they had it out for him there from the very beginning. That didn't set up well at all. He was running for his life.
So a loss of 2. It brings up a 2nd and 12. We're down to a minute 20 left in the 3rd. Honeysuckle leading Carver 30-12. A lot of time left in this game, Cliff. We have the whole 4th quarter left.
Carver's definitely in this game. There's no question about it. I mean, in good position here to score, and they can just take care of the football.
And that run that time was by Malachi Harvey, and not much there.
Get him back ahead of the chains.
So it brings up 3rd and about 8.
And 3rd down has been a pretty big down for Carver this time. I think both those touchdown passes were on 3rd and pretty long, so they're no stranger to that. And that's a false start, so it's going to be 3rd and even longer.
Yeah. I tell you, they have committed infractions that have really hurt them. Carver has.
Yeah, they've definitely had more pre-snap penalties than Honeysuckle has tonight, no doubt.
Oh, offside on Carver.
Well, we spoke too soon.
We did.
So it's a nice break for Carver.
So to bring up 3rd and 3 instead of 3rd and 8.
And it's 4 down territory too. So they got 2 more downs to get 3 yards.
Grayson Davis, along with J.C. Summerford in the backfield. Reeves in motion.
He got a hold.
Davis, he's hit at the line of scrimmage by number 14, Teran Manili. We've called his name several times tonight. He's a good tackler.
He's had some really good, nice, strong tackles for sure. I was just about to say that.
So we've come to the end of 3, and the score is Honeysuckle 30, Carver 12. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of action after this timeout. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Your number 1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to Rip Hughes Stadium. We're at Wildfield tonight where the Carver Magnet School Lions are hosting the Honeysuckle Middle School And it's been all Carver here in the second half.
No, sir. Wow.
Boy, that was a big hit that time.
Number 99.
Boy,
Nahime Bryant.
That was a hornet. He definitely stung.
Wow.
That
Yes,
lion.
sir. Yes, sir. And that's turnover on downs. Man, that's a big play in a big way
That was a huge
for
play.
Mr. Bryant. Man. That was,
And Carver was in great field position.
I don't think they can believe it. Look how they're walking off the field kind of stunned.
And that's the first stop of the second half, really, by Honeysuckle.
Wow. That was a big hit. Honeysuckle's been a good tackling team so far from what I've seen. Between Mr. McNeely and that hit by Bryant, I'd say they've done a great job.
So Honeysuckle would be starting on their own 10-yard line. And I think this is their first possession of this. They had that, well, they had the ball early and the punt
punted.
was blocked.
They punted, yep.
Yep.
There's I'm not sure what that was. I forgot. Delay of game.
So Honeysuckle will move back 5 yards.
Boy.
So the ball will be at the 5-yard line. So they'll start off 1st and 15 from the 5. They give it to Smith, and whoa, it was almost a safety, but he managed to get out of there, and he's still running.
Wow, man.
To the 16.
That guy's electric, man. I thought he was in there. I thought he was down for a safety. He ended up getting 20 yards.
Yeah, so not quite a first down.
Jeez.
He picked up about 12. So it brings up a 2nd and 3. They needed 15. Boy, it looked like there was going to be a safety on that play.
It did. Fullback.
And a good tackle that time by Carver.
So Taquan Jackson. He's had a few good carries tonight, but that wasn't one of them.
And on the tackle was number 12, Javon Butler.
And he's had a pretty good night, too, Javon Butler, on offense and defense.
So it's a 3rd and short. We'll see what they do this time. You know, the last time the quarterback pitched it back, and it was a big loss, and we have a flag.
I think that's going to be a legal substitution.
By Carver?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a first down for Honeysuckle with the penalty.
That's those mistakes that it's bad. You don't want those at this point in the game when you're trying to set up a comeback, and Coach White isn't too excited about it. He's hooping and hollering.
1st and 10, the ball at the 22-yard line.
Timeout, Carver.
And Carver wants a timeout. And we're going to quickly recap the scoring so far in this game. And let me get back to the first. Honeysuckle scored first with 5:12 left in the first after Carver fumbled the ball on their own on the 27-yard line. And it was a 27-yard TD run by Ricky Smith and a 2-point conversion by Smith to make it 8-0 Honeysuckle. The next possession, Carver fumbled the ball and on the 30, and then Honeysuckle took it in from 3 yards out on a touchdown by Henderson and a 2-point conversion by Smith to make it 16-0. And it was 6. Then Carver was able to score on a 3-yard TD run by Davis. They missed the 2-point conversion, so the score was 16-6. And that ended the first. In the second quarter, Honeysuckle scored on a 20-yard TD run by Henderson to make it 24-6. And that was then an interception. Carver threw an interception. Honeysuckle gets the ball on the 49-yard line of Carver, and they throw a 29-yard TD pass from Henderson to Smith for the touchdown. And a big run, enough for a first down. And the score was 30-6 at halftime. But the second half, Carver came out, and they scored with 4:26 left in the first on a 20-yard TD pass from Davis to Owens to make it 30-12. And that's where we are now, 30-12 with 6 minutes left in the fourth.
And Honeysuckle's got a good drive going here, some good patient running from Deontay Henderson. He's been good with that all night.
And they want to keep the ball on the ground and use as much clock as they can.
Well, they've only thrown it one time tonight, Mitt, and I don't see any reason to change that up yet.
A good stop that time by Carver.
Number 26, Taquan Jackson on the carry again.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10. Carver's trying to get back into this game, and Honeysuckle's trying to keep him out of it. Good pursuit by Smith, but Henderson was able to break containment. And he fumbles the ball, and it's Carver's ball. Smith picks it up, and he could go, and he's going to be dropped. Davis picks it up at least, and he takes it down to about the 27.
And that's a big play. That was a nice stick here on the sideline too to get that ball out. That was a great play. And they got lucky there. It didn't roll out of bounds. It kind of settled there up by the sideline, and they were able to get a nice little 30-yard return out of it. So that's
and that fumble was picked up by Davis. Grayson Davis is doing it offensively and defensively.
He's doing it all, man. So we'll see if he can lead the team to pay dirt.
So Carver has great field position at the 27-yard line of Honeysuckle.
And that's J.C. Summerford's first carry of the night. I've been waiting on him to get a carry, and he finally gets one in the fourth. And we got an injured Hornet down around about the 34-yard line. Looks like it's number 58, Quintod West. So looks like it's just a cramp, though, Mitt.
Yeah, it could be. Those are no fun.
Yeah, they're stretching it out. He's just got a little cramp. Should drink some more water at halftime. There comes Mama running out there. I think he's okay. They look
Coach said, "Hey, Mama, you don't come out on the field.
Not for a cramp."
I see where he got his speed from.
Yeah, she got out of there quick. She got out of there quick. She caught me off guard.
Yeah, so he's able to leave the field on his own power, and we think it was just a cramp. So it's
oh boy,
a 2nd and 10, and no flag on Mama.
No flag on Mama.
This is a huge possession for Carver.
It's almost ball game for them. If they don't score it right here, it's gonna be a lot harder for them to come back.
That last drive, they were able to move in the red zone, but they turn it over on downs. Davis goes to the outside, and he's going to be stopped just shy of the first down.
The clock is going to continue to run. He didn't get out of bounds or get the first down, so the clock will run. It's going to be 3rd and very, very short.
Yeah, 3rd and
inches.
Yes, I agree.
And Grayson Davis, he's had a big night tonight. Had a few turnovers.
Well, he recovered that fumble.
2 touchdown passes. Been pretty good running the ball, too. So, he's been there to do it all.
Davis drops back. He goes deep.
Oh, man.
It was almost complete. It was intended for number 3, Jaden Reeves.
And I thought he had a chance to make the play on the ball. Maybe if he was 6'1" or 6'2", he might have climbed the ladder and got it, but he's not quite there yet.
But he gave it a great effort.
He did. He tried to adjust on it, and I thought he was going to get lucky there.
So 4th and less than a yard for Carver.
And, I'd like to say Grayson Davis probably keep it up the middle here, but after what Nahimi Bryant did last time, he might be hesitant because that was a big hit.
4th and 1. Davis keeps it, and he picks up the first down. He takes it down to about the 15.
That'll stop the clock momentarily, which is what Carver wants.
And we have a Honeysuckle player a little slow getting up.
Maybe it ain't number 58. Keep Mama out of the stands.
We're down to 3:20 left in the 4th. Honeysuckle's leading 30-12, and they scored 22 points off of 3 Carver turnovers. Davis rolls by out, and it's complete.
And I don't think he got, he got about 2 yards on that.
Yeah, that was Summerford.
It looked a lot more exciting than it was.
A couple of yards, so it brings up a 2nd and 8, and it stops the clock.
If he could have walked the tightrope there, though, he might could have at least picked up a first down off that. He had a little room in front of him.
Second and 7. They need to get in the end zone.
They do.
Davis drops. He's got some running room.
He should run it. And
And it's
touchdown.
touchdown, and we have a flag.
What do we know?
And that was complete over to number 3, Reeves, who was the intended receiver on the other side of the field. And
It might be defensive holding, Mitt.
it is defensive holding. Penalty to decline.
It was defensive holding.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Carver.
So that's. Oh, it was pass interference. So
They declined the penalty, so it's a touchdown.
So this is a big 2-point conversion here. It'll still be a 2-possession game, but
Well, that was from 15 out, about 15 out.
that's Grayson Davis's 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Mitt, that was a good ball. Jump pass.
Jump pass.
Oh.
Oh, and they have not converted on a single conversion, 2-point conversion tonight.
And Deshaun Owens wanted the flag there, but I don't think he should have gotten the flag. That would look like a pretty good defensive play to me. But
So it's a 30-18 game, and we still have 2:43 left.
and you got to hand it to Carver. I mean, they've come out and did what they needed to do here in the 3rd and 4th quarters to, get back in. The defense is stiffened up. They haven't let up a point in the second half. But
They've pretty much controlled this game in the second half.
100%.
Yeah. So Honeysuckle got all their points in the first half, but nothing here in the second half. Carver has come out and put up 12 points in the second half.
And Carver only has 1 timeout left, so it's going to be they're going to need to get some stops here for sure.
It's a 12-point difference. Last time these two teams played, it was a 32-30 overtime win for the Hornets.
So maybe they'll see it. We'll see an onside kick here. We will. Oh, did that go 10 yards? It did not. They will throw the flag. And Honeysuckle, I'm sure, will choose just to take it from there.
Yeah, it didn't quite go 10 yards.
Well, are they going to make them re-kick it? They're throwing the ball back like they're going to make them re-kick it. Yeah, they'll re-kick it. Not onside it again.
I guess those are the rules in middle school.
Must be.
We'll just move them back, and they'll have to kick again.
They'll change kickers. And they will not onside it.
And it's picked up by Henderson.
Oh.
And you can hang that one up.
He could go. He will go. Man, good speed.
Henderson for 65 yards for the touchdown.
And that may have iced it, man.
Yeah.
That's probably going to do it. That's a 3-possession game with 2.5 minutes left. And what a way to ice it, though. Deontay Henderson with the kickoff return for a touchdown. Very nice.
Yep. After the onside kick didn't work and they moved them back 5 yards.
Made them pay.
That was about 65 yards, Cliff.
Yeah, something like that. Had to be. But hats off to Carver here for their second half performance. They came out and really fought hard. And, you could tell they wanted it. The defense played good, but just came up a little short here.
2-point conversion. Smith is going to be stopped shy of the goal line.
And there's a flag.
May have been a face mask.
I would imagine so. That's what I feel like it probably was.
And another flag.
I bet that one of them players said something down there. And that's inexcusable.
Yeah.
And unacceptable.
It's turned out to be a good game. Carver was making a great comeback.
Yeah, they did. Like I said, you got to hand it to them for the way they, came back here and really made it a game. Pulled within 2 possessions. The defense stiffened up. And unsportsmanlike. So, yeah, I think one of those defensive linemen said something to the ref or said something to one of the other players, and that's just, you can't let that happen.
So it looks like Honeysuckle's going to win this one and go to 9-0 for the season, so they will have an undefeated season.
Hey, hats off to those guys. That's a great thing to do when you're in middle school. They'll remember that the rest of their lives.
And Carver also will go 7-2, which is an excellent record.
Oh, yeah, both these teams have had great years, and that's good for the city of Dothan in the future.
Definitely.
This is a football town, that's for sure.
And we've seen some really good talent out here tonight.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball.
Both sides. A lot of potential.
Definitely. Enough to get me excited, at least.
Henderson goes for it, and he's going to be stopped short. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So with 2:29 left, the score is Honeysuckle 36, Carver 18. 65-yard kickoff return by Henderson kind of iced the game for Honeysuckle.
It did. And there's been some exciting plays in this game tonight. With the turnovers and all that, and the kickoff return for a touchdown and the touchdown passes, it's been pretty exciting. And this is going to be interesting here. Ooh.
That was number 13, Harvey, on the return. He returns it out to about the 8-yard line.
He had a pretty tough decision to make there, too. He kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place. That ball rolling there towards the end zone, I don't think that's not a situation you can plan for a lot of times. You kind of just got to improvise, and he did, and didn't go too well for him.
2:23 left in the fourth. It's a 36-18 Honeysuckle lead. Okay, we're getting ready to start the action again, Cliff, and it's been a good game. It really has, and
a lot of exciting plays.
Really, it has been exciting for a middle school game. You may
really
think
has.
that it may be boring, but this has been a very exciting game. Both of these teams have just given it everything they have to give, and Carver made more mistakes than Honeysuckle did, and that's the difference in the score.
Absolutely, that's 100%. The mistakes reflect the final score here, and Honeysuckle has been a pretty disciplined team. You know, they haven't had that many penalties. I don't think they've had any personal fouls, and I don't think they've had one turnover. I think so. Whereas Carver had 4 or 5.
Yeah, they had a fumble.
Yeah, right down here on the sideline.
So we're down to 155. 2nd and 17. We're 2nd and about 13. And Davis keeps it, and he's going to run out of bounds at about the 14. Well, the clock didn't stop, so I don't guess he got out of bounds.
I don't guess he did either. I thought they just blew it dead, but they didn't.
So it brings up a 3rd and 5. Davis.
Oh.
And it's intercepted.
That's Teron McNeely. He's had a very nice night tonight, Mitt. Some good tackles and that interception to seal the deal officially. So, big night for McNeely.
Yes, it has been. We've called his name quite a few times.
And they'll probably come out and kneel on it here.
So it looks like the Hornets are going to be city champs. And we'll see if they try to score again. And they have the ball at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, they're just going to come out and take a knee, take a couple knees.
Yeah, they do, and they take one more, it's over.
But the Honeysuckle Hornets, city champs, Mitt.
Right, and it was a tough win. Carver came out with very strong in the second half. Honeysuckle just totally dominated the first half, and it was because, you know, one of the reasons is the 3 turnovers by Carver.
Yeah, back in their own territory.
Right, and Honeysuckle was able to get 22 points off 3 Carver turnovers.
And yeah, that's just cashing in on those turnovers. That's what you got to do.
Right, so.
And that'll do it.
And that will do it, Cliff. Honeysuckle Middle School wins the city championship 36-18 over Carver Magnet School.
And they're loving it. That's great.
So it was a fun night, a fun Tuesday night here at Repute Stadium, Wild Field. So on behalf of our cameraman tonight, Brian Nyman, and my co-announcer tonight, Cliff Nyman, this is Mick Kirkland saying good night and thanks for watching the Scenic Sports Network.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.
Your #1 source for high school sports. You're watching the Scenic Sports Network.